Well, hello there, friends and family. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today, and you're all happy and healthy at home. And you probably wonder why I didn't get yesterday's video done. Well, I had the one I did the day before that I couldn't get uploaded, and it came out so late that most of you watched it yesterday. And then I was going to do a video, but things sort of took a turn yesterday that I really would have never thought about. But that's life. You know, I've been trying to limit my contact with people, and that wasn't going to be possible yesterday. And we'll talk some about that in a little bit. But let's take a walk. And those of you who've been with the channel for quite some time, you'll probably see some changes today. And if you want to, you can comment down below what you see different, because there's been some changes. So let's get to it. Oh, and we got a special guest appearance on the video today. Look who's here. Yep, it's Trixie. She's out with me today. Aren't you, Trix? And it's a little windy today. Oh Lord, it's nothing like it was yesterday. Yesterday we had winds of 20 to 22 miles per hour sustained, with gusts well above 30. It was windy, so shooting a video would have been hard, to say the least. But today it's breezy to winds of 6 to 8. But the thing that was amazing this morning when I got up at 7:30 was it was 43 degrees. Ooh, it was chilly. And it's only 70 right now. But Trixie's going to do the walk with me, or she'll just do what she wants to do like normal. Won't you, Trix? She's enjoying it. So as you can see out here, and you'll notice the differences if you've watched the last walkabout I did. Of course, this is all now mowed and trimmed. Yep, it's all trimmed up and proper now. But with that said, the dewberries are gone for this year. Were they finished? Well, not quite. They weren't. But those of you who worry about them going away, you'll see them right here. You see that right there? That's a dewberry. And I cut my grass really high. Of course, Trix, they're checking it out, aren't you, Trix? And they'll survive, and they'll come back next year. Of course, I'll also be able to find them, to move them to someplace more permanent. And there were many out here in this particular area. But that's the way of things. And it had to do with the visit that I got yesterday. Oh, around 10 o'clock in the morning. You'll see something here that's changed. And like I said, those of you who've been watching the videos and been with the channel for any length of time, I think you'll know what's missing. We even got fence weed eated around all the trees, at least up in front. Now we started out yesterday to do something that we said we'd do the day before. And that we was going to clear this bed off, which we did, or I did. Now Magoo was out here helping me, and we got it done, and I was about to start planting it. Stick some of those tomatoes in here, and I was going to take y'all along with me. That came back to the visitor I had. Another reason, something's missing. But that led to a change in plans, and we had to kick things in overdrive and get some things done. So as you can see, we've mowed everything again. Still not completely finished. Try to finish it up tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I will get these tomato plants set in and the peppers. Well, that's the plan. Of course, that was the plan yesterday. But I did want to show you something. On those cucumbers we put in, you can see one right there. Just starting to break the soil. And one right there too. Oh, here's another one. Right there. Now I didn't buy that seed last year. I got looking at the package and I bought it in 2018. There's another one. And another one. So, they're coming up. That is, if the slugs don't get them. And like every year, I've got a slug problem. And I'll show you how I know. Because we're going to go up here and check the Kentucky pole beans. Kentucky Wonder, that is. Which I have not had good luck with. But I'll tell you why. In case it's happening to you. And you look right here. You see? This one sort of looks deformed. Missing its leaves. Same way here. Well, it's not that they're mutants or they're deformed. That's slug damage. Same way with these holes in the leaves right there. Another hole right there. And the same is true over here on this side. Look at this one. Ate the top right out of it. This one too. And then see how these leaves have been eaten on? Yep. That's slugs. So tonight, around 10, 11 to midnight, I'm going to have to come out here. And I'm going to have to get me some slugs. And I'll have to put out some slug bait. And the slug bait, they'll eat it rather than eating my beans. And it'll get rid of the slugs. Such is gardening. And I'll pop a few more seed in here. They'll be behind these over here, but they'll be just fine. So, like I say, we've got things well on the way to being back manicured. Just the way some people just gotta have it. And you see what's missing up here. Yep. Had to do something with it too. But down in there, the dewberries still remain. And they'll survive. And they'll come back up again next year. No problem. And of course, I still got them in places where I don't have to mow. Oh me. All I can say is people. Some people are not happy unless they're messing with other people. The pig is doing good, still leafing out. I still don't see any pigs, but I had a bunch of them on it last year, and then I had some more in the fall, and this year I'm not seeing any. But here again, this particular pig has fruited 2 times a year for the last 2 years. So maybe either a little later on or in the fall again, it'll set some pigs. And then again, maybe next year. But as long as it's growing, I'm happy. Now the Latania bush has got a bunch of blossoms on it. And they are simply beautiful. And for the last 2 days, while I've been taking a break up on the front porch, I've been watching this little tiny hummingbird fly from blossom to blossom. I try to get it on camera for you, but they're awful shy, and my GoPro doesn't have much zoom on it. And I don't have one of those high-end cameras, and I don't need one. But what you might not know is I didn't plant this. This came up wild. I sort of figure it too was a gift from the birds. So like I say, the majority of the place is now back all nice, trimmed up, manicured. We still got some more to go, and we'll get that tomorrow, won't we, Trix? We'll get it tomorrow. You want to sit on the front porch with Papa and talk to the peoples? Huh? Trixie, you want to sit on the front porch with Papa? Okay. Oh, I love you too, you old curmudgeon. You're the only kitty out here. You should be happy. So you're probably wondering, well, Mr. Tom, what happened yesterday morning? Well, like I said, I got a visit. And I've never had a visit quite like this. And while I was getting ready to plant those tomatoes, there's a big old F-250, 350 out here. And apparently that was our animal control officer. And what he was doing out here was giving out citations. Yep, sure was. And I got one. Of course, he didn't come talk to me. He didn't give me a warning. And that. Now he talked with my neighbors across the street for a little bit. And I finally got curious once I got to a point where I could stop. And I went walking out there. Of course, he drove off. Then I asked my next door neighbor what was going on. And she told me it was about the cars. And I asked what she meant. You know, the old cars in the yard. Well, that meant my 2 Mustangs and my pickup truck. So he drove back around, and a little bit later, looking, and I walked out the street, told him I need to talk to him. He got out of the truck and started to come right over near me, and I said, no, you need to back up. You know, I've been do my best to stay away from people because I don't need to get that COVID-19. So I asked him about it. And one of the things I brought up was during a global pandemic, this is what we're concerned with. Cars in the yard. Well, he replied, oh yeah. Yep. Got to keep the city beautiful. I was not happy. Trust me that. In fact, I couldn't believe it. With all that's going on. My city, that's what they're concerned with. Of course, he did tell me. They were back to work. He's just doing his job. Of course, right now, I don't even know if we can get tags for vehicles. The courthouse was closed. No one going in. Now, I'll check next week and see, because my tags are due this month. But I have tags on the Focus and on the pickup truck. Now, the ordinance about abandoned, junk, or unlicensed and registered cars was created by the city back in 1995. Yep, sure was. But over the years, ain't nobody said a word about any cars that been here. I've worked on cars here ever since I moved here. Some took a while. I had my Nova, 1974. Nova I had. That was a special car. And it was in the backyard for several years. Yeah, it ran. But I didn't tag it every year and didn't put insurance on it. Just like I wasn't those Mustangs. But the plan was this year, for all this happened, that was to get those two cars up and running, and then I was going to sell them anyway. But since I got my citation, I only had 20 days to do something. So I went in and called the city. Nope. They were just rude. You know, here again I asked, is this really what we're going to do during a global pandemic? And the lady said, yep, we got to keep the city beautiful. I said, you know, I'm way out here at the edge of the city. She said, it don't matter whether you're in the center of town or on the edge of the city. Still got to keep town beautiful. Well, I was going to look into it further, but I don't know, maybe it was a gift from God. A man stopped by who'd been wanting the cars, and he'd asked about them several times before. And he pulled up, like he does from time to time when he sees me out, and he asked me, you ready to sell those Mustangs yet? I said, well, come on over here, let's talk. And we did talk. And he made me an offer, and I went ahead and took it. And over the course of yesterday, him and some friends and that came and got them. So they're gone. Now my little pickup truck, not going anywhere. I'll get a 2020 tag for it. I'll put the insurance back on it. And then it'll comply with the ordinance. But if you don't believe me, for those of you who might not, and there'll be somebody watching this video that's just thrilled to death this all happened. Because it's the person who made the complaint. And those of you who have been with the channel for some time, you'll remember that person that got so irate on one of my videos when I talked about letting the grass grow and everything for the flowers, the wildflowers, letting the winter rye grow up and seed and dry, the dewberries, the blackberries, you know, all that stuff. And that one lady just went nuts. And made all kinds of really nasty comments. And even then I didn't remove them or block her. On the very next video, she's back right at it again. So she is. She's blocked. She's probably went, used another email, and got another YouTube name, and right back there watching the videos again. Because during the same time that animal control officer was here, she was up sitting in her minivan. You'll remember the color, you know, that maroon one, right up on Mackenzie, right above the house. Yep, right over there. So I knew what had happened. And see, that's just how vile and evil some people can be. Yep, sure can. Now, as far as I know, I don't know this lady from Adam or Eve. Don't know what I ever did to her. But there have been some on the channel that felt I didn't show them the attention they deserved. And because of that, they either unsubscribed or they made some comments and then they left. Same's happened on email. Same way with phone. You know, I try to be courteous to my viewers. And if they would like me to call them, you know, I'll chat. But I can't do that every day. And then I just can't take all their calls any time of the day or night whenever they choose. I got a life here. Things I must do. Things I need to be doing to the house, the property, to my vehicles. I'm just like everybody else. I got all kinds of projects I need to be doing. So I just can't do that. Same way with emails. I just can't go back and forth, back and forth, back. I'm sorry. I do try to reply when I can, and I'll get to that in a minute as well. Yep, so I definitely got sighted. It's right here. So, but I've taken care of that now. But I know it's not going in there, hence why I'm getting our yard all whipped back into shape. Because it won't be long and something else will happen. But I'm going to make sure that I put a stop to this, one way or another. You see, I don't go mess with people. I don't go get involved in what they are or are not doing. I could really care less. As long as you ain't doing it to me or my family, my children, my grandson, or my friends, that's between you. But a lot of people out there aren't like that. And this one particular individual is one of those people. But their day is coming. Trust me that. So that's why my whole day changed yesterday. And I spent all day working right here. I've done the same way today, all day long. I mean, it's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning, or in the afternoon. Up at 7:30. I pretty much had it for the day. Covered in dust. I'm tired. And I'll get up tomorrow and go at it again. And that. So, it's just life. Like I say, it all gets down to some people are just evil-hearted. Simply that. But that brings me up to another subject. I want to get this video out to let you all know we're here, we're well, and everything, and we're getting things done, and we will come through this. Trust me, I will. And we will be victorious, because I do have a plan. Been down this one before. So, with that said, I'm going to have to take a couple days off from YouTube. So I won't be posting a video, most likely tomorrow. Now, I may post the one about planting out tomatoes and peppers. That may come out tomorrow. But I will guarantee you there will be no video Saturday and Sunday. The next video will be on Monday. And I need to get that video out because that's going to go over some of the blessings that we've received here. And we have received a lot. And I'm just so touched and thankful. So is Trix, and so is the kitty crew. Y'all just won't know. But you will know about some of it come Monday. Now, as always, I put things away for at least 5 days. And that's how I got things segregated now. And that's why Monday, it will only be part of it. And then, in the days to come, you'll see more of it. That is, if you like seeing that. Now, if there's any way to tell who sent what, and you don't mind, you know, and if you don't mind some recognition, then I'd like to give that. If you do, then you can email me, and I'll put the email right above my head right here. So all of y'all have it, and I'll include it in the description below. I know some of you have got with me on email and told me you'd just rather not. And that's fine. I can understand that. Some may want to have a little recognition, and I don't mind that either. But just let me know, and we'll go from there. But it has been overwhelming, and that's another reason I need to take the next 2 days, is because I need to get that also organized and put in a way where I can show it to all of y'all. Now, some of it has been perishable, and that's had to be put in the freezer, the refrigerator. And I'll tell you what, folks, I'm eating the best I've ate since I retired. I really am. And that's all because of y'all out there. And your kind hearts. And the kiddies too. They just love it, and they love all of y'all. Trust me, they do. And I wish Magoo was here. But the weed whacker's been going all day. The mowers. He don't like them. Neither does Cleo. Cleo was here this morning, and as soon as I started up the weed whacker, and that off she went. And I can't say as I blame her. I don't much care for them either. And Trix won't come outside while that's going on as well. But to my surprise, she wanted to come out with me this afternoon. And one thing I'm also going to be doing during these few days off is catching up on all my emails. I think when I looked this morning, there was 148 something. I got my work cut out for me there. So it takes time. You know, I follow a couple of channels and send them an email every once in a while. But, and I don't mind the emails. And I try to read every one of them just like I do the comments. The comments, I read every one. And you ask a question, I try to answer it. Emails, I read them too. Some people say they don't expect a reply. And even then, I'll reply with something. Others are asking questions. And I do my best to answer them as well. So if you send an email and it's been a while, old Mr. Tom and Trix, we're working towards it. Hence why we're going to take a few days off YouTube. So I got to get the place all whipped back in shape, so I'm in a strong point for what's coming. Got to catch up on those emails, and I got to get things organized that all of y'all have been so gracious and kind to send not only me, but old Trixie and the kitty crew. So y'all, that's about it here for today. I just wanted to get this out today, sort of show you where we're at, explain a little bit. Now, we don't need to be hating on people. It is what it is. I mean, we all know that. There's good people, there's in-between people, there's people that are bad. I wish it wasn't that way, but I think it's sort of like this. You have the light and you have the dark. You have the hot, you have the cold. You have the good and you have the bad. Right? You have evil and the righteous. I think that was the plan. So, till I see y'all on the next video, y'all take care out there, wherever you are. Stay safe, and God bless you, your families, and loved ones. Till next we speak on the next video. Trix is off running to do something. Trix, where are you going? I thought you'd say goodbye. Trix, you gonna say goodbye? I mean, you don't get on the video much these days. Okay, be that way. Well, as you can see, she's gonna be. Later on. Here you go, Trix. Here you go. Right there. I told you once we came in, you could have some ham with Papa. Now, you better thank Amy for that ham. She sent that to us. And I hope she don't mind me sharing some with you, but I share everything with Trixie and Kitty Crew too. And as you can see, she loves it. You gonna say thank you? You gonna say thank you to Trixie? You gonna say thank you? No. Not right now. But I know she does mean it. Thank you, Amy.